Apurva is going home from college. While stepping out of the boat, he accidentally falls in the mud. Mrunmayee is watching and laughing.
Apurva's mother convinces him to go and see a potential bride. The girl is timid, trembling, and dolled up. Her brother, Retold, is with her.
Apurva, I found a girl for you to marry. There's no need to give it any thought. I have seen her and I approve.
Well, I haven't seen her. Bride must be seen before marriage.
Very well. You will see her tomorrow.
The next day, Apurva left for the house of the potential bride. When he arrived, he was received with pomp and circumstance. The girl, trembling, painted and polished, was produced before him.
Mrunmayee comes in and sees everything that's going on. After trying to distract Retold, she has no success in luring him out. In frustration, she hits Retold and then runs out.
Apurva ends up arguing with his mother about marrying this dolled-up girl. He wants to marry this untamed girl, Mrunmayee, because he wouldn't love that dolled-up sort of girl.
Well, Apu, you saw the girl. Do you approve?
Mother, I do not want a tame love. I want a woman whose love is not kept by boundaries. I saw another girl. She is the one I like, and she is the one I will marry.
The marriage ceremony between Apurva and Mrunmayee commences. Apurva is happy, but unfortunately Mrunmayee is not.
The wedding was set. Mrunmayee's father was informed, but could not attend. Mrunmayee was distraught at the very thought of marriage. Nevertheless, they were married.
The mother tries to civilize and instruct Mrunmayee on how to be a woman or a wife. Immediately after the wedding, Mrunmayee's lessons began. Her mother-in-law took it upon herself to teach Mrunmayee how to be a good wife.
Mrunmayee becomes frustrated with her forced marriage. Her mother-in-law locks her in. Apurva tries to comfort her.
Mrunmayee was not happy about the wedding at all. To Mrunmayee, marriage was unbearable. It was as if she had been sentenced to life imprisonment, with hanging at the end of it.
Apurva takes Mrunmayee to see her father.
Do you want to go to your father? Come, we'll escape very quietly. I've arranged a boat.
When they get back home, Apurva says he has to leave for Calcutta to resume his studies. Mrunmayee doesn't really care if he leaves, but she won't go with him.
College has opened, and I'd better return to start my law degree. I suppose you don't want to go with me to Calcutta?
No.
So you really do want to stay here?
Yes, I'll go and stay with my mother.
All right then. I won't come back until you write me a letter. Mrunmayee goes back to live with her mother, but realizes she misses Apurva. In her mother's house, Mrunmayee found that she could not settle to anything. What to do, where to go, whom to see, she could not decide. Only one thing, the desire to go to Calcutta, overwhelmed her now. She looked around her, astonished and bruised, and saw herself anew. The girl that had lived in this house had disappeared. Her true home was with Apurva. She said to her mother,
Take me to my mother-in-law's house. Mrunmayee goes back to live with her mother-in-law. They reconcile and become close. Apurva's mother had been grieving, remembering how her son had left and leaving his wife with her own mother. When she saw the mournful Mrunmayee, humbled before her now, she wept, embraced her, and the two were reconciled in a moment.
Mrunmayee still misses Apurva, so she writes to him. Although Mrunmayee had reconciled with her mother-in-law, she was still miserable. She felt sick with shame and remorse. Over and over again she thought,
I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd said that. If only it had been like that.
She remembered Apurva's words before he left. If you don't write, I won't come home. Immediately she shut the door and began to write him a letter.
Mrunmayee goes with her mother-in-law to visit Apurva because he hasn't come home for the holidays. Mrunmayee waited and waited for a letter from him in return, and nothing came. Finally, her mother-in-law suggested that they go see him. It was his break, but he hadn't come home for the holidays. Apurba had almost given up hope on Rinmahi. He had received no word from her either. That evening, his mother arrived. It did not seem that Rinmahi was with him. Even more in despair, he thought to himself, Rinmahi could have easily come if she had wanted. Rinmahi surprised Apurba with a newfound love.